Hey, squirrel bait. So, sometimes you want to go and take a nice note, write a little card or something for somebody, and you go to reach for your fountain pen, and the darn thing's dried up because you forgot to clean it out. I know that happens to me about every time I pick the darn thing up. Well, today we're going to try to clean this thing out and get it to writing again so that I can finish writing my notes. So, let's get to it, and we'll see if we can get this thing to working again. All right. I'm working on being more technologically advanced here. So, I got a second camera. Actually, not this laptop camera, regular camera that I use, because I like this quality better than that. But we'll see what we can do with it, huh? So if I turn on that camera and turn this camera on, holy crap, it worked. All right. So this is an old pen that I bought a long time ago, and I've had it for years, and I love this pen. I love writing with it. I love everything about it. I highly recommend that everyone get a good fountain pen. And I also highly recommend that they all treat their fountain pen a lot nicer than I have mine. So, first thing we're going to have to do here is pull the body off of this thing. Now, this is a cartridge slash converter style pen. It ain't got a well in it. It's got a converter. It'll also take ink cartridges. As you can see, boy, there's some nastiness still in there. We're going to try to get that cleaned up. And the nib's also pretty rough as far as dried out. We're just going to set the nib in. This is distilled water. You're going to need distilled water because chlorine's pretty bad for these things. That and this pen here in particular is carved wood, so I'm not trying to soak a wood pen in water. So I'm not going to worry about cleaning this up. It shouldn't need cleaned up anyway. And then the converter here, same way. There's no wood in this, but I'm going to take and just dip my tip of my converter in the water and draw some water up into it here, like so. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. Same with my nib here. I'm just going to drop it in. I'm going to let it sit for just a little while. And we'll come back to that here in a minute and see what we got. Alright, now it's been a little while. I've got clean water again, distilled water. Again, chlorine bad for it. And we've got everything looking like it's pretty darn clean. So now I'm going to draw my converter full of our water. I'm going to insert it just to make sure we got good flow. We're going to see if we can get a bead of water to boil up out of our pen here. We got dripping. Yeah, I'd say we're doing pretty good here. All right. Now we just got to get everything good and dry. A little bit of canned air as I blow on it because I'm a genius. I'm going to dry everything off nice and clean. All right, so we're going to dry everything out nice and clean. Make sure to keep everything good and covered, because you don't want water and or ink flying everywhere. Looking pretty good here. Try to get it all dry as possible. All right. There's a pretty big difference between fountain pen ink and quill pen ink. Quill pen ink uses a lot finer pigment, or fountain pen ink does, because quill pens, they don't have to flow, you just dip them. Whereas fountain pens, they gotta flow through the nib. And so you can, using the wrong ink, you can plug up a fountain pen pretty quick. So we're gonna dip her in here and get us a draw. Like that. Snap her all back together. Just a little bit of pressure, and there we go. We got a good flow. Put our pen back together. Oh yeah. Make sure we're all clean. And this pen is ready to write. Now I can go back to taking my notes. And that's basically how you clean a fountain pen. A little bit of patience and a little bit of water. So, you all keep up the good work. Keep your hobbies going, and just know that I'm proud of you. Till next time, this is Uncle Silas. See you later.